Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm not standing in the right position, am I? Or the camera's not pointing in the right direction. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a stream with a kind of a shaky green screen. Hey, James. Hey, Monica. Hi, Heroic Logic. Your stuff should start coming up on the screen from now. I hope. Am I too high off? Is the top of my head getting cut off? No. Marty is not here just yet. The camera should be nice and set up for if he does come and join us, but he's had a little bit of a hairball situation about 10 minutes ago, so who knows if he's joining us. So yes, this is time for some more welcome to. So in the stream that I did in the week, which you can still see, I just played through adventures. You can play this adventure mode and just not have any spoilers, any campaign, any story involved at all. But there is a campaign book. And, I checked with Benoit, one of the designers, about what what he would like tagged spoilers and everything. So he said sheets 1 to 3, fair game, just in adventure mode. Anything else, spoilerific. Hi, Skywatcher. How's it going? Marty's been tempted in. So we're going to play some campaign today. So the choice that we've got is, you can see him a little bit. I don't know if he'll stay. The choice that we've got is, you can play the campaign, and this is how you're encouraged, out of the box. The first time that you experience all of these adventures can be playing through the campaign. And there is a story. There are choices to make for the captain. And the choices that you make will influence basically the missions that we get set. Hi, Marty. So we can play it that way. The only downside of that is the gameplay. I can turn up the difficulty on the bot, and we might have some extra rules to succeed against the bot. But largely the games will be the same. Or there is a caveat at the start of the campaign book for if you have already played the adventures and you just want to have a catch up of the story and see some more complicated campaign, you can jump ahead and you'll get a summary of the story, and then extra rules, extra wrinkles will start to be introduced into the levels. So I'm not sure really. I'm torn between the two of those. Would you rather just want to see a taste of the story of the campaign, and we'll just start from the beginning? But the gameplay, I'll turn the difficulty up, but it will be similar to the other day. Or we can do the skip forward and see some of the rules of the game changing. But yeah, I don't want to read you the entire summary of what happens the first time around that you play the game. But yeah, would you like to see story more or rules changed more? James, you played Hadrian's Wall Fort 3 with 73 points. Nice. That is the only fort that I've done first try on the stream. All of the others I've failed and taken an embarrassing amount of times to actually succeed. Story taster, fine by me. And so what difficulty did I play on with the bot last time? Was it 4? And then I turned it up to 5. Let's stick it on 6. So we'll play against Stephanie. So in case you haven't seen the other stream, the bot mode in this game, the solo mode, is Astra. And basically, rather than having a choice of 3 stacks of cards, if you've played any of the other Welcome To games, this is part of the series. This is the last in the trilogy of Welcome To games. And normally you have 3 stacks of cards and you see a number and a symbol. Symbol's usually the right way around. And you'll pick a combination of those, and that'll be the number you fill in and the action that you take. In the solo game, which is similar in the way that the deck is built, in the solo game, we just have 1 deck of cards, and we will draw 3 cards from that deck each turn. And we will pick from these 3 cards a number and an action, and we will give the 3rd card to Astra, and they will score a number of points. And what their preference is different depending on their level, their difficulty level. There are 8 difficulty levels built in. So I just need, let's say that's a shuffle, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. Get a third of the deck, and then we have these A, Bs, and Cs. We'll see how those come in. They will have a different effect depending on which of the maps that you are playing, because there are 8 adventures basically in the game. Starting off, this one is simpler than even base Welcome To, but the difficulty ramps up quite quickly, the complexity. And yeah, you'll be tearing your hair out in no time. So they go in the last third of the deck. I didn't see that either. And then that is our deck made. So let's... If you want a taster, I'll turn Marty Cam off until... well, he may return, he may not return. So can you see that okay? Can you see the text okay? If that's just the size of it. I think it should be all nice and in focus. But let me know if you'd like a zoom in. And I think, yes, I've got that. I've got the mission cards to hand. We won't be seeing... So something you won't see... I don't think... We haven't done our entire way through the first playthrough. But there are many campaign cards, secrets here, that will start to change the normal flow and the normal function of the game. So I don't think we'll see those, but that just means, if you're into it and you get a copy yourself, there's more to see. So let me get those out of the way. Everything all nice and clear, text-wise. I can make a preview as well, can't I? So I can see what it looks like outside the tiny window that I've got. Yeah, that's beautifully in focus. Right. So yes, before we get started, if you're watching, especially if you're watching back later, like the video and comment on the video, and you can help me make more playthroughs at patreon.com/slickerdrips. If you'd like to join in there's all sorts of benefits and things. There's a competition running at the moment that you can still join in with. You can do that whether you're a patron or not. But yes, all of that would be massively helpful to carrying on. So, basically, the campaign, someone is the captain. I'll find my captain card. Of course, in a solo game, that's going to be you. And shouldn't change very much. Oh, I put the captain card. And the captain will change with who's won. There will be rules for how the stars are dished out. So you see this little thing in the corner of the maps. That is... the stars that the first player will earn. So even in a solo game, the solo game is... That's fine. It's completely compatible with the campaign mode. I don't know how I put the captain card. It's in one of the boxes. I don't need it particularly because I'm going to be the captain. So yeah, it'll tell you the number of stars that you've got. There is a dashboard on the back of the book. I just worried thanks. I don't know if we'd written in this, but we haven't. You can print a new one out if you don't want to write on the back of the book. Yes, it's better if you keep on with the same group of people. The campaign cards have numbers in if you need to put them back into order and stuff. The whole thing's compatible with solo mode. When you win a game, you earn the stars for first place, and Astra earns the stars for second place. The other way around if you lose. Also, if you win, you need to bump the difficulty level up of Astra. If you lose, you lower the difficulty of Astra. So there's a nice little dynamic thing there as well. And you can, as I mentioned earlier, if you have played through all of the maps yourself already and you know what's going on, you can skip through the kind of the story and get to a different point where the rules start changing. But you just get given a kind of bullet point version of the whole story of this first go through. So we'll start with chapter 1. I'll try not to show too much irrelevant stuff. I'll try not to spoil too many things, but it's a paragraph book, like a kind of choose your own adventure kind of thing. And sometimes you will be choosing. So we will start from the start. The Human Alliance is sending you a message. The Earth is threatened with total destruction. For several years, we watched as more and more asteroids fell on our planet. And for several weeks, we have seen new asteroids come closer and threaten our planet with our life. And our life. If we do nothing, this would normally be edited out, humanity will fade forever, but we still have a chance. Our scientists have predicted that the moon will be spared by the cataclysm. Our technology is ready to spend all of humanity on the moon. After years of careful selection, you are our best hope to build our future on the moon and save humanity. We trust your abilities. It's time to take your responsibilities and carry out the conquest of the moon. You belong to the team appointed by the Human Alliance, the international organisation that arose to handle the crisis and whose goal it is to save humanity at all costs. The logic behind this team is to put each one of you in competition at every step. This competitive spirit will give you the best... Make you give your best of yourselves for this common purpose. The first step is simple. You must get the necessary rockets ready for launch and equip them for a permanent colony on the moon. Captain Takei here has been appointed to help you out between each step. His energy and determination, combined with his rigorous training and healthy ambition, give us all the necessary guarantees for the success of this mission. He will now give you your first instructions. So then go to chapter 50. Here it is. Where is it? Is that on screen? Captain. Oh, that's me. Read the following text and make your first decision. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to act. Humankind is watching us. We must succeed in this first mission or our species will disappear. The Human Alliance has chosen me to be your captain for this first mission and... Interruption. Ah yes, it's true. The marketing team prefers the word adventure. Anyway, as I was saying, I will be your captain for this adventure of our campaign for the conquest of the moon. And I believe I can measure up to the task. Remember, we have the same goal. If we are competing, that's not only for glory, but also to save humankind. Let's prepare our rockets. If we want to succeed, I have to make a difficult choice. I will favour vital human resources or favour automation and energy. I'll let you decide. Would you rather vital human resources or automation and energy? And that is going to make a difference to the game that we are about to play. Yes, it is like welcome to Las Vegas. The other standalone in the series, I think, keeps the same core formula of you've got rows of boxes to put numbers in. You need to fill the numbers in order, but you can leave gaps however you like. But Welcome to New Las Vegas kind of took the scoring to another level, and it was very kind of complicated at first, but yeah, a meatier, crunchier game once you got into it. Although the original Welcome to is still a brilliant level, and it's got loads of its expansion maps and stuff. This kind of, yeah, it blasts off with the whole thing. And what if you suddenly had 8 games in one and a great big campaign mode that supports solo, that's more kind of involved than it's ever been, and also supports repeat playthroughs and stuff. So we've got... Oh dear, you've split the vote. 2 for human resources and 1 for automation. Rach, human resources or automation? Oh no, she's got her headphones on. She can't even hear. Oh, someone...
Hello?
Human resources or automation?
Human resources.
Rach says human resources. She's broke the tie. So, chapter 154 for that, and it's basically it's gonna tell us which missions we're using, which are rather than you can just play a game just like any of the other Welcome Tos, and just these can be my story hiders. You can just shuffle them up as you would if you weren't playing the campaign. You can just shuffle the missions up. But here we are told, to prepare our journey to the moon, I believe we must load as many resources as we can. Here are your mission orders. Set up to play adventure number 1 with the mission cards 64, 67 and 69. There's 69, 64, 67. Nope, that's 66. There we go. Play the game. At the end of the game, come back here and continue reading this chapter. So will I, Captain Takei, win the game? Or will Stephanie of Team Astra win the game? Okay, so that can go away and hopefully stay on that page. So they are the missions that we are playing with. So we want vital human resources, which is why the missions are prioritizing plant life, water, astronauts. It's a bit of flavor on top of doing basically the normal game. So this is kind of a simplified welcome to if you've played the others in the series. If not, as I said before, you need to fill in the numbers on each row in numerical order, ascending. But you can leave gaps, however big you like. That's kind of the wrinkle of the game. You will end up wishing you'd made bigger gaps or smaller gaps as the numbers start to come out and you start to realise how you've limited yourself. But that's the fun of it. So what we are trying to do here is, rather than taking an action that will do something different, that will alter how you fill in a number, just in this first one, the action you're taking limits the row that you're allowed to write the number in. The rows are divided up into little rooms here. If you completely fill in a room, you get the bonuses above the spaces in that room. The bonuses are rockets. The whole point of this is a race scenario rather than competing for a score, which we might if the game ends in a different way as just get all the rockets. But generally, it will end because somebody has launched their rockets. Whenever you get rockets, you cross off that many rockets from left to right, bottom row to top row. As soon as you've done all of these, if you're the first person to do it, brilliant, you win. X's mean cross off any other space on the spaceship. There are these rockets with kind of outlined arrows. If you get this bonus of just a filled in arrow, you can fill in one of those arrows somewhere else on your sheet. And if you haven't already filled in that space, when you do complete that room, you will get those rockets as well. Now you've filled in the arrow. And then there are these system errors. Now in the multiplayer game, if you fill in a room that's got a system error on it, everyone else crosses out that system error. They can't earn it now. And everyone but you circles however many system errors on their sheet. That's -5 points at the end of the game for each of them, and you can't win while you've still got these negatives here. Unless the game ends, if you're racing, you've got to cross those out first. If the game ends with score, you count up your score and then minus from those. And I think that is pretty much everything. If you get the missions here, rather than normally you would get points for completing the missions first or second, here you get a number of rockets. So I believe that's that. So for Astra, normally we would count up Astra's score as we go along, but Astra is racing as well. So we cross off any numbers that are higher than the level we're playing at. We're playing at level 6. So the game does come with lovely dry wipe markers. I'm just playing with this because I like it. This is mine. But it comes with perfectly nice ones. Right, so the solo mode. I need to draw 3 cards and pick an action from one, a number from the other, and give one to Astra. So things I can be thinking about. It would be good to pass Astra energy cards. They only get 2 points if you give them an energy card. And I don't particularly want to fill in the energy row here. I'm looking to fill in fact, the leaf row. Now this row at the bottom here is special. This is the wild row. So for wild cards. And I do want that as one of my missions. I want both things, actually. I think I might go for. So the numbers go from 1 to 15. The numbers kind of, the low numbers and the high numbers, there are fewer cards with those on there. So I'm kind of tempted to go for 12 leaf and put this kind of over this side of the leaf row. I think I'm going to go for... So there's 3 higher than 12, but I don't know that we're going to get them. I'm gonna stick 12 in there. And maybe we can give Astra a system error. So, of course, Astra doesn't have things in the same way we do. If we cause a system error, we can circle a solo ability. And there's different ways of getting solo abilities in all of the scenarios of this. You can spend a solo ability to, instead of giving Astra a card, it just gets removed from the game. So this is going to Astra. It's an energy card. So Astra scores 2 points, and we cross off 2 boxes on Stephanie's sheet there. Yeah, Race for the Rocket. Hey, Cards and Dices. I think it will be available in the US. I don't know when, though, because usually it gets kind of adapted and reprinted by another publisher. So, but there's a Canadian distributor on the box, Dude Games. Distribution... What's that website? So I don't know if they're handling anything in America as well. Distributiondude.com? Maybe they will be handling America. Maybe it will be Deepwater Games are the other company to ask about it. They're the ones that have brought the other Welcome Tos to the States. So the cards that I picked go into a discard pile. And if we go through the deck, they will come back. The one I gave to Astra, though, that's done with. Yeah, the second time through the deck, I'm at risk of these being flipped over and getting worse rewards. And also, if I go through the deck 2 times and I still haven't ended the game, I lose. So we don't want that. Okay, we've got another power again. So tempted to pass that along. Especially because robots give Astra 6 points. I don't want that. And I want to do leaves, don't I, again? I could do an 8. Oh, it would be 6 leaves and then give Astra the power card. Although I am removing numbers from contention ever again. So I've given another power card, so that's going to be another 2 points to Astra. And then I'm doing 6 leaves. Or I could do 8 wild or 8 robots. But I think let's carry on with the leaves. I think 6 around here. Yeah, I'm gonna do 6 leaves there. Seems alright. I see another leaf waiting. Maybe we could get this really quickly. So 9, 3, 10. Leaves are worth 4. Astronauts are worth 4. So Astra's getting 4 points no matter what here. Numbers wise, I do want to do the astronaut ones as well, don't I? Maybe I could just pass on one thing. I could give... Let's give the 9 leaf over to Astra. That's 4 points, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to take 10 astronaut. Let's fill in this one here. Because on the top, I could get 3 rockets, fill in an arrow, and do an X in another space. Which could be quite nice. And this one here, I don't really want to do first because it's got a outlined arrow. So I'd like to get that filled in before I did that. 8, 10, 12. Well, I kind of feel like... yeah, just give it the power cards again. And I'm just not going to do that row, am I? 8 or 12. Well, I've already got 12 in this row. I could put it in wild, of course. But I think let's go for... Is 7 going to come out? 7's going to come out. So I'm going to put the 8 there. 8 leaf. That's fine. Water is worth 5 points. Robot's 6, though. So out of the 2, I suppose I'll give it water. 5 points, though. Ah, that's unlucky. Oh, but I do want to do water. Water's another thing that I'm supposed to be racing for. Oh, dear. Now, there'll be more water cards, and we can maybe use X's and stuff to fill that in. So I'll give Astra a water card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 8 or 11. I could do robots. I could do the wild card row, which I do want to do. Yeah, let's do 11. 11 wild. That seems okay to me. Robot, water. Oh no, the same again. It's going to get 5 points. Yeah, it's better than 6, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Astra being a higher level in this. I think Astra was like level 4, I think, on the other day when I did this in a stream. And managed to win, spoilers. I think it's unlikely one is coming out. I'm going to put 2 all the way left in the wild row again. I've earned no rockets yet. Astra is coming up to 30. Points-wise. I don't know if that's not quite 30 rockets, but hey. So probably want to hand over power again. And I could be doing my leaves. I know I don't want to do water at some point, but I would still have the water card for next time. Let's hand over the power card. That seems alright. That's only 2 points to Astra. And then, yeah, let's stick with leaves. Let's try and race for this card. For its 3 extra rockets. So it would be 7 leaves, which fits in perfectly here. So, my very, very first room complete. I get 2 rockets. So cross off the first 2 rockets. And I can put an arrow in anywhere. I think I will put it in this room that's soon to be complete. If I get a 9, 10, or 11 leaf, that room will be complete. And now it will be worth 4 rockets rather than just 2. Okay, next up, power again, which kind of lean towards just giving it all the power cards. Now, calendar row, I haven't done anything on yet, but I could do a 3 in the wild, which seems quite nice. Yeah, give it the power card again. 1, 2. I will take 3 calendar, but I'll put it in the wild card row. 3 calendar, and that gives me 2 rockets. 1, 2. And I'm not in the way, am I? There, you can see that. And then an X anywhere. Well, I kind of think nothing's particularly hard to fill in yet. Maybe the higher than a 12 one. Yeah, I could do X. X in a space there, which gives me... Let's do the sabotage first. So if I'm sabotaging the bot, that means I get a solo ability, so I can choose to not give the bot a card, which will be good if I get one of those times where I have to give it a robot or a water. And then I can also put a cross somewhere else. What about somewhere that gives me an arrow would be nice. Let's try and be a bit quicker on this this spaceman floor. Okay, 8, 5, 6. So I'm passing it. 4 points for a calendar, 4 points for a leaf, or 4 points for a spaceman. And power is about to come up, which I don't mind passing it next time. Any number spaceman would complete that row. I want to hang on to leaves. Yeah, I'll give it the calendar. Give it the calendar. So calendar is 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just past the 40 mark. And then I will do 5... Or I could do... No, 6 leaf is no good. 5 spaceman is quite nice. 5 spaceman. And then I get 3 rockets finally on the board. So when you've done a row of rockets, cross off a number and now you've got some points to score. And then another arrow. Well, I want to do the other astronauts row, so I'll fill in this arrow. And then across anywhere. Oh, I wanted an arrow there as well, didn't I? Well, why don't we make it... Make it a bit easier to do the water row. So coming up now, we've got energy, astronaut. I wouldn't mind filling in an 11 on the astronauts, all the way onto one side maybe. And I really don't mind giving away power cards because they're only worth 2 points. So I will put in, yes, 11 astronaut on the right-hand side. So we've got 7, 5, 8. So a lot of points again. Maybe this is the time to use the ability to not give it any more points. 7 is no good on the leaves. 5 is good on the leaves though, isn't it? 5 leaves. And rather than give this to Astra, I could use my solo ability and just remove it from the game, and Astra scores no points. 5 leaves is a space there, which I like. I can see a 5 is coming out again. 5, 1, 9. So 5 in the water. Or in the wild row. Yeah, let's give it power again, because that's only 2 points. 1, 2. Then... we could do like 9 in the wild row right here. Yeah, 9 wild. And then that's 2 rockets. 1, 2. And then I can put a cross anywhere. So I could just make it really easy on myself to do water. Let's put it there. Yeah. And then I've done this room now. So 2 more rockets. And another system error. So another solo ability. In case I need to pass a really good card over. So 5 points, 4 points, 6 points. Maybe this is the time to do it. Because I can see a power card is on the horizon. A leaf on the wind. Yeah, I think any copies that will be available imminently will be from European places. So yeah, it'll probably be quite high postage to the States. Unless, yeah, maybe this Canadian distribution company is getting some copies. I only say that, but I have got no information about that. I only say it because I notice it on the box. So 3, 2, 11. 3 on the leaves is okay, but I kind of want to do that arrow first. What about 2 on the water? I want an arrow there as well. Can't have all of the arrows. So I'll give it a robot, but I'll use my solo ability again so it gets no points. So I've got no more solo abilities, and I will do 2 water. Keep up on the race for that, because we are almost at the bottom of the deck. 11 energy, 9 leaf, 6 calendar, and we know next time A is coming out. When A happens, I need to cross off sabotage that I haven't earned yet, so I can't earn it, and circle one of my system overload abilities. So what have we got? 11 on leaves would be quite nice, but I want to give Astra the 11, don't I? Yeah, let's do that before I start considering using it. So then they only get 2 points. So leaves 6 is no good. Calendar 9 is fine. Oh, I'm going to have to do calendar 9. So maybe I should have given it the calendar. Yeah. Let's give it the calendar. So that's 2 more points, unfortunately. Maybe I'll get it to give it the power next time. Just so I can do 11 leaf. And then that can go here. And that is 4 more rockets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Suddenly, we're at 60. Neck and neck with Astra. So, yeah, these can go away. You've got Demeter and Varuna. I really want Varuna. I forgot all about it until I was hunting around for games. And then went with something else. But I want to get hold of it because Demeter was really good. So when the A comes out, I need to cross off a sabotage. I'm probably not going to do this robot row. Let's cross you off. And then I need to circle a sabotage. And then the A goes into the discard. It's going to just get shuffled into the entire deck next time. And you keep going until you've got 3 cards. So 5, 6, 9. So 5 would be okay in the wild. Do some robots later. Give bot a power card, which is only 2 points. 5 over here. That seems quite nice. But what am I going to do? I'm going to be a bit stuck when this wild row is gone, and I just raced to fill it up without really thinking what was going in it. Ooh, 1 astronaut could be good. And then 4 is the least amount of points, isn't it, that I can give the bot? Yeah, let's do that. Because 11 on the leaves is no good. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're at 70. They've gone ahead. 1 astronaut is fine, though. Any number between 1 and 11 can go in there. Then we've got 6, 9, 4. Oh, 6 astronaut. Perfect. And I only have to give it a power card again. Brilliant. So 2 on there. And then 6 astronaut fills in that row. And I can go rocket, rocket. That's 4. 1, 2, 3. When you're at the end of the row, you can cross off. I can use my 4th to cross this one off. So I'm at 75 now. About the same. And then a sabotage gives me another solo ability. 1, 2, 3. 8, 14, 8. Maybe this is giving it 5 or 6 points. So time to use another ability to not give it any points. How about 14 water? Let's just remove this with a solo ability, so I don't give it loads of points. And then 14 can go all the way on the end. I would like to fill that arrow in before completing that. But at the same time, I wouldn't get those 3, but I'd get the 3 from the mission. So maybe that's worth doing. Okay, 10, 12, 15. So 4 is the least amount of points I can give it, which isn't too bad, actually. I'll give it 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's at 80. Because I could fill in 15 wild here, which is the highest number you can have. And I'm close to filling in an arrow and filling in anything. And then I could complete the water and get all of the stuff from it. That's the plan. Where are B and C hiding, though? Okay, 7, 5, 4. 4. Oh, 4 leaf would be brilliant. That would finish my leaves, and I get to only give it a power, which is just 2 points. 1, 2. 4 leaf is right there. I haven't done the arrow yet, so I only get 2 rockets. But as soon as I've done the wild row, that's 3 extra rockets coming from that mission. This mission is have 5 system errors that you haven't crossed off. So maybe it's not going to happen. Unless the A, B's and C's come out really early. So maybe, yeah, but it would be an idea not to cross those off in the solo game. But it's unlikely that mission's going to occur, isn't it? So 6B4, cross off a sabotage, circle one of these, and then draw another card, which is the C. Cross off another sabotage, which is going to be this. I should do the power ones first. I've given away all the power cards, haven't I? Circle one of these. Well, having said that, there's now 3 on there. And then this is the last turn before we shuffle. So can I complete this? No. Why even suggest that? I could do 6 wild, couldn't I? I can't do water like this. But I could, yeah. Let's give you power, because that's only 2 points. It's at 90. And then I can take 6 wild and do 2 rockets and an X. 2 rockets and an X I'm going to put there, which gives me an arrow. Put you there. And an X. Put an X there. Completed this room. So now that's 6 rockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need 5 more rockets. But I've completed everything that I'm doing. And now I've done it. Because I've done U mission. 1, 2, 3. Cross off all of these on the way. And I've done this mission now. Astronauts, water. 1, 2, 3. I've done an extra one. Astra is still sitting there on just 90 points. I have won the space race. So there we go for number 1. I'll carry on, don't worry. But yes, so I am going to get the star from winning the mission. But Astra is going to go up a difficulty level for mission number 2. Yeah, it is surprisingly thinky. And I really like it's been a long time since I played the normal Welcome to solo. There was a card in there telling you to shuffle and stuff, and it was similar that you had 3 cards to pick from, and 1 was getting removed out of there. But I really like having this bot to play against. You know, the difficulty level increasing is increasing the amount of points that they're getting, and that the missions themselves are kind of incorporated into the bot. That the bot for mission 1 races with you rather than trying to score points. It's really, really nicely done. So I need to grab the ABCs out of there. And then, yes. So first up, Captain TK, if you won the game, go to 161. Okay, here we go. Well, I guess I can congratulate myself. What? Yes, of course. Congratulations to you as well. Anyway, the Human Alliance is thanking us for this first step. We launched in time with all the necessary equipment, and our installation on the moon is going well. Captain, you have won the game, so you keep the captain card. Moreover, you earn a campaign star. The number of stars you earn at the end of the game is indicated on each adventure sheet. For Adventure 1, only the player in first place earns a star, but for the following adventures, player in second and third place will also earn stars. Save the game on the dashboard at the end of the book. Note the number of stars earned by each player, and note who is the current captain by circling their score. And write down the number of the current chapter to save your campaign. So, what is this? Oh, this is something to do with Axel. If you've met Axel, the chart here will be useful. Okay, so yes, we've done adventure number 1. Today's date. And yeah, I am the current captain that only scored whatever it is I'm allowed to score. Where is that captain card? I put everything away in a rush after the last stream. Because I could be noting down my stars on there, couldn't I? I don't want to show you any spoilers of these campaign cards. Or me. I don't want to see any spoilers either. I have not seen one yet. Well, I've seen them as I put them in the boxes. It's going to be on the floor somewhere, isn't it? Or it's going to be in this big pile of stuff that's got rolling realms and everything in it. I don't know. We can remember one star though, can't we? So, yes. Before you go on, read the specific rules of Chapter 2. Well, I could tell you the rules of Chapter 2. And continue on to 141. Here we go. Leaving Earth was easy, the journey to the moon will be quite another story. Our trajectory has been calculated for weeks by experts. We must closely follow the coordinates and adapt to the slightest mishap. We must not miss anything, either resources in our space stations or the mixing of tanks. Everything must be perfect for humankind and the human alliance. As your captain, my duty is to determine our priorities. So, choice for you again. Either we must reach the space stations, or we must respect our trajectory and the protocol. They will determine the missions that we are playing with. I'll leave that up to you as I make my changes. So, reach the space stations or respect the protocol and the trajectory. I need to rub out Astra's card. Flip that over, and we need difficulty 7 now, don't we? So you are up there. I need all of these cards back. All of you need to be in the deck again. Look for the captain card. Which box did I put it in? Space stations, space stations, space stations. Okay. 1, 3, 3. So here we go. Here is mission number 2. All dry. Well, you probably realised that, but yeah, all dry whiteboards for all of the sheets in this, rather than pads like the previous Welcome Tos. So, it's useless to come to the moon without the plants from our space stations. Here are your mission orders. Set up to play Adventure 2 with missions cards 70, 72 and 74. Play the game, and at the end of the game, come back here and carry on reading. So, Mission 2, 70, 72, 74. There's the Mission 2 cards. 70, 74, 72. Okay, so they are our missions. Yeah, it's got that kind of feel of story, hasn't it? So I need to shuffle the big numbers deck, and I'll tell you about this. So this is our journey to the moon. Of course, there's us. There's the moon. That's where we want to end up. So this is the same basic rules. So same way of determining the cards and all of that. And the same rules that you need to fill in the numbers in ascending order, leave any gaps that you like. But the wrinkle in this sheet is what I caught my horrible fail at shuffling there. The wrinkle in this sheet is that this is one great big row to fill in. So very, very quickly, you will find yourself running out of viable numbers to write in. But this is where the actions come in. So there are no more rows, and the action determines which row you put stuff in. Now things get a bit more complex. Not dead complex, but a bit more complex. So we now have some actions to do. All of those symbols relate to different actions. The first one that relates to, us running out of options on this great big single row is the energy action. So the card that I was so carelessly just casting off to Astra last time. You start off with 1 energy. Every time you do the energy action, you gain another energy. For every 2 energy you gain, you have to immediately, when you've gained that second energy, immediately draw a line in between 2 spaces on your track. And then that divides the same way roundabouts divided the streets up in other welcome to. So you split this up, and now it could be 1 to 15 in this section and 1 to 15 in this section. It also affects a couple of other things as well, but that's the main thing. So that is getting the energy action. There is the water action. So the water symbol here. If you are putting the numbers in a space that's got a water tank on it, and you took the water action, then you can put your number in and circle the water tank. You're going to get those points at the end of the game on top of everything else that you do. You don't have to do water tank to write a number in there, though. It's just the number and water tank combo is how you get those extra points. There is the plant action. So if you take that, you can circle a plant on a space station. There's a little rule with that, though. As we start putting those dividers in, if I wrote a number in here with the plant action, I would only be able to circle them in these first 2 space stations. You see where they link to the line here? It's got to be in that section. And we might get points for those plants later on. At the start of the game, though, it's a great time to get plants because you can put them in any space station you like. For those to be worth any points, though, we've got to reach the space stations. That's where robots come in. When you get a robot, you can circle the first robot, or go in a line, on the way to any space station. It doesn't matter if you've put the dividing lines in, the robots can fly to wherever they like. When you have completed a link to a space station, you can circle the big multiplier. That means that every plant that you have circled at the end of the game on that space station will be worth that many points. If someone gets there first, and Astra might well get to a space station before us, then you have to cross off the biggest multiplier, and you reaching it, you'll get the smaller one instead. And it can be big points. You can get 40 points here for getting 4 plants and a times 10 multiplier. So it can be really worth it. Then what have we got? We've got the astronaut action. So when you're doing the astronaut, you can adjust the number that you're filling in by -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. So between -2 and +2, and all in between. As well, every 2 astronaut actions that you've done unlocks a wild card. So in a future turn, you could ignore the action symbol you've chosen, cross off your wild card action, and choose any of the action symbols instead. The planner action here, when you fill in a number, you also need to put an X in another space on your sheet. You have to do that. You can't ignore filling in the X. For every 2 of those that you do, you also earn a wildcard action that works the same. At the end of the game, we get points for the missions. The missions here are get to 3 space stations. So all of the robots for 3 space stations. If you do that first, you get 9 points. Fill in 2 zones of size 6. So they need to be exactly size 6, be completely filled in with either numbers or crosses. Then you can get your 11 points. And fill in any 6 water spaces. So it doesn't matter where they are, just do 6 of them. So you get points for your missions, points for your plants multiplied by the multiplier that you got if you reach that space station. Otherwise, it's worth nothing, even if you filled it with plants. Points on your filled in water tanks you get. You get a point for every space in your biggest filled in zone. So you're incentivized to make it more difficult for yourself. If you have got the most filled in zones, doesn't matter what size, just the most filled in zones, you get 20 points. Otherwise, you get 10 points. In the solo game, this works by you want equal to or more zones than the number of pairs of energy cards you gave to Astra. So yeah, you could probably do that unless you just passed it loads of energy cards. Or we're ignoring putting the dividers in. Anytime you can't put a number in, you cross off your first system error. You're going to lose more and more points at the end of the game. But the first 2 times you can't fill a number in, you get an energy to hopefully help you out. If you can't write a number in 3 times, the game is going to end and you lose 15 points. And we count Astra's score up. The game will also end if someone does all 3 missions. And how else can it end? If we go through the deck twice, we're trying to get more points this time. So I think we get another star if we win. We shall see. So I think they're shuffled enough. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. And then we mix in the A, B, and C. And they're full of, you've probably noticed in the story and stuff, there's loads of references to George Takei and stuff, and Tom Zarek's referenced later on, and Uhuru. And yeah, there's loads of visual references as well. I don't know if you saw in the first one, there's a little Dalek hanging out on the side of the rocket there. There's a dog on the back. There's I can't remember the name of the cat now. Someone said it in the last stream. You know, the alien. So there's the cat there with the alien tail. Loads of lovely sci-fi references everywhere. Yeah, Rolling Realms is surprisingly thinky. Like it's like in fact we were doing that yesterday. It's like a combination of loads of roll and write mini games that come together to make a really cool big roll and write game. So you go on the bottom, you go above, and we're ready. Okay then, so let's get to the moon. We've got 1383. So calendar is worth 4 points to Astra. And Astronaut 5, Calendar 4. So I probably want to hand over Calendar for fewer points. So we don't have to write anything in as we're going on. This is just going to be the points that they score at the end, and they're competing with us for points. +5 for this level, plus their level multiplied by 1, so they're going to get 7 points as well. And that's their total score. So I think pass that on. 13 or 8. I'd rather fill in 13, I think. Let's put in a 13 like here. I don't really want to discount. Let's do it all the way along. 13 astronaut. So I could adjust it actually. Yeah, let's adjust it. I can adjust it by +2, can't I? So let's make that a big old 15. So couldn't be anything higher anyway. I don't know if you can see that's meant to be a 15. Cross off an astronaut. Second one, I'll get a wildcard action. Is it Mr. Lissa's cat? Maybe Mr. Lissa's cat's hiding in there. You'd notice him though, wouldn't you? I can't remember what the cat is called from Alien. So then we've got 11, 10, 7. So water is worth 6 points. I don't want to give it that. Robot 5. Leaf is only 3 points, but I do want leaves for big points at the end. But I want robots as well. We want to connect to 3 space stations. We don't have to fill them in, but if we don't get any plants in them, that'll be a massive waste. I'm going to go for... I don't want to give it water. Let's give it robots. It would be good to do plants early. So, yeah, it's going to get 5 points for that. So 7. Where would 7 go in this kind of configuration? If we go for like there, 7 and do a plant. Now the most points are up for grabs here, but we need a lot of robots and we want to connect to 3 space stations. So I think I'm going to go smaller, go over to this one. If we get there first, it's only 3 robots and it's 9 points for each of them. That seems like a decent thing to do. I would like some energy as well. Robots or plants again. Plants are the cheaper thing to give it. But I could also... I could do like plant 11, say there. And then that's another plant. That one's nearly filled in. I don't need to fill it in for this mission. That's the other mission. But... yeah, for kind of maximising your points. So 7, 3, 13. I don't want to give it energy because I don't want it to win this. And I want to fill in energy if I can. 13 water would be quite nice though, right here. It fits in nicely and that would be one done. Yeah, I've kind of talked myself into that. So that's going to be an extra 4 points, and that's one of the 6 to do that mission. And I can end the game early if I just do those missions. We still count points up, though. You can't just win because you ended the game early. So 4, 6, 11. Probably want to give it the calendar. It's only 1 more point. And then I'm going to have to put in a 6. So this isn't going to be water. Just put a 6 in there, so I'm not getting that water tank. I don't want to put I can't put an 11 in. It's going to have to be 6 robot. So let's put the robot link into the one we've actually started to put plants in. 6, 6, 4. Don't want to give it water. Don't really want to give it either of these. It's 6 points or 5 points I'm handing over. The way of getting solo abilities, you get 2 solo abilities if you're the first person to reach a space station. So I could only write in a 4 out of any of these numbers. So I think I'd better... I won't give it water, I'll give it the robot. And I'll write in 4. I could do 4 water down here, couldn't I? Oh, I have to do 4? Yeah, I wanted to do the astronaut. But I can't. Yeah, let's do 4 water. That's going to be 4 points. I am really hurting for energy, though, at the moment. And this hasn't helped. I'm going to have to... I can write the 1 in, but it can't give me an energy, unfortunately. So am I handing over a leaf or a water? Well, a water's 6 points. I don't want that. So I'll hand over a leaf reluctantly. So I have to write the 1 in. And the power is water, which I can't have. Yeah. And maybe we'll get a bit luckier. I can only write in a 5 or 8, 9, 10. Here is a 5. Does it come with an action I want to use? Not really. I guess we'll take a 5. I'll give it the 7 leaf. They're all the same amount of points. I will write in the 5. So 5 leaves. So if I reach that with robots, that's done. Hey, Woods. Thanks for joining me. I'm glad the videos have helped. Thank you. I will keep on making them. I'll make them all right now. So 12's no good, is it? 9 and 10 I can write in. And I need power. I can't ignore that, can I? I'm going to write in 10 power. Let's give it a leaf card. 10 power. So I've got 2 power, because you start the game with 1. So I can cross those off. And let's 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's unfortunate. I've made that a bit too big, just by the numbers that I've put in. But why don't we make it a bit bigger then? We can make the 6s later. We can even subdivide it later. It's a bit of a waste, but you can do that. I'm going to put the line there, just so there's a couple of spaces for low numbers. But now we can fill in anything below 6 in these two, and anything above 5 in these ones, which previously we were stuck with. It's just, it would be almost impossible to put plants in there. I could at most get 3 plants if I got the right numbers and they were in this section, because you're restricted of where you can put plants. Now, though, energy everywhere. Now I've just spent my actions on it. So I could do 15 energy. It's just always nice to put a 15 in when it's right at the end. 7 robot. Maybe help me connect to this thing. And I do want to race for those. Yeah, I'll give it a 4 energy. 7 robot. That's 2 of the 3. 7 plant. 12 astronaut. 8 leaf. So yeah, it would 8 leaf would go up there, okay, wouldn't it? I don't want to do leaves there though. If I'm doing leaves, I want them to be here in these other space stations. Now I'd like to do astronaut really, so I've got that wild card for if I'm stuck in the future. Yeah, let's do 8 because it fills in nicely there. Give you a leaf because that's only worth 3 points to you. 8 astronaut, which yeah does mean I can adjust the number, but I don't want to. And then I can cross you off, and I've earned a wild card, so I can ignore an action in the future and just fill in the wild card instead. So 8 water. Oh, I can't put 8 water. They're on the same card. Got to be on different cards. So I could do 8 power or 8 robot. 11. I could do like 11 water there. That might be nice. If I'm going for 6 of them and give it a robot, which is 5 points, but water's 6. Yeah, that seems quite nice. 11 water there. That seems to fit in quite nicely. 4 leaf. 5 robot. 5 energy. I'm kind of tempted by like 5. Give it the leaf because that's worth the least points. It's only worth 3 points to it. And then I could do like 5 robot. Circle this robot. So I get the 9 times multiplier. I've already filled that in. So there's 27 points locked in. And if I'm the first to get somewhere, I get 2 solo abilities, which is very nice. And so I can not give it 2 cards. 8, 8, 9. We're at the last third of the deck already. I don't feel like I've filled any numbers in. Okay, 8, 8, 9. The calendar would help me fill in more spaces if that's what I want to do. 9 would go quite nicely here. But doing what? A robot? Well, robots is something that I want to do. We're at a point where we'll probably need power soon as well, though. Yeah, I'm going to do 9 robots and give it the calendar. 9 robot. Oh, the other way of the game ending that I forgot about was if you fill in every number on the sheet, the game also ends. So C has no effect right now, but if it comes up the second time we go through the deck, the C objective gets flipped. 9, 1, 9. So 1 would fit in there and I'd get some energy. Actually, I can't write in 9. I could write 9 in here. I'll give it... Or I could take 9 and robot, couldn't I? Give it an energy card, which is only worth 4 points to it. 9 robot, because I am racing to try and do these space stations first. Because as soon as those letters come out, it's going to start crossing them off. 5, 12, 9. So I can only write in a 12. So I've got to keep that card. I don't want it to be water. Robots would help, so let's give it a water. But water's worth 6 points, so I will use a solo ability to just remove that card from the game and not give it any points. I can write in 12 robot. Gets me to this space station, so I get the 8 multiplier if I ever put any plants in there. And that's another 2 solo abilities. 10 power, 9 robots, 6 calendar. I can't write in a number there, can I? I really hope that doesn't happen. twice. So I can't write in a number. I've lost 5 points now for the end of the game, but I do get an energy as a commiseration. I can only write in numbers lower than 5 or higher than 12, which is unlikely and hasn't happened again. So all I can really do is I can't write in a number again. I have messed up. If I do it again, the game ends and we've got to count up points, and I don't think I would get many. So I do get another energy, though, and it's time to put in a sensible space, I think. I could leave in a gap in case there's like a 15 comes out again. Yeah, let's leave in a gap. So that's bad. So so the biggest multiplier gets crossed off. And then next time it will do that and flip the A objective. 3, 6, or 10. So I can write anything in again now. And now comes a number that I can use. So I'm a bit scared. I could have, when I was writing the 12 in, used my wildcard to change it to an energy. I don't think that would... It would have only crossed off 1 rather than 2, I think. But it's a bit late to be thinking of that now. Do I then write in the 3 here, complete that zone, and do another energy? Yeah, I'm a bit worried about being left without it now. And then that gives him that's worth 5 points, so I'll use an ability to not give him that. 2, 15, 10. I always like 15. 15 would fit in quite nicely here and finish that zone off. But what would it be? 15 robot? It's alright, isn't it? But am I going to get another robot? There's about... I think there's only one more turn in this. So next time it will cross off that multiplier and I won't get there first. So I don't think there's any point trying to race with the robots. Water doesn't help, though. I could... Two energy would be alright, wouldn't it? And give it a water, but water's worth 6 points, so that's another solo ability I'll cross off. 2 energy. And then I can put another line in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make this a zone of 6. So no leaves are going to be any use down here. But I want to fill in there. Yeah, I probably could have used an astronaut to change the number as well. I think I panicked. B, so I cross off the biggest multiplier available to me. They're all gone now, so no more solo abilities to earn. And my numbers, 14, 10, 7. So, yeah, I'm not as excited for racing for robots now. I could do the calendar and then fill in some gaps. I could do like 14 calendar. 14, halfway towards a wild card, and then I can put an X anywhere just to try and fill in like spaces. I think try and make this 6 easier to fill in, or make that a completed zone for later, which means I give it a robot though, which is 5 points. It's my last one, but I'll stop it having those points. So I've come to the end of the deck and not ended the game. But that's kind of the more normal way. It only ended so early last time because it's a big race, the very first mission. So, a shuffle of the deck with... So this is the only the cards that I used and put in my discard pile. The cards I handed over to Astra. You're right, actually, James. Because the 14 is limiting me, isn't it? Only by 1, but it is limiting. Whereas the X isn't limiting me at all. There's always a bigger delay than I realise on the chat. I feel like it's gotten bigger, the delay. It is on low latency. But I wonder if that's working. Maybe I should put it back on ultra low. But I was told things can go wrong when you put it on ultra low. It's dry wipe. We can go back on any of this stuff. Okay, so if the A and the B come out, they've got nothing to cross out anymore, so we don't have to worry about that. But any of the letters coming out will flip over these objectives. And I still do want to do robots, don't I? Because I want to get to 3 space stations, so maybe should have gone for some more robots. I've got my wild card. Okay then, so we've got plants, 1125. So having said that, do we want a robot now? 11 and a robot, and leaves aren't very much for it. But, you know, I have linked up to this. It's 8 points a time. I'm going to give it the 11. No, I have to give it the robot if I want 2 leaves. I'm going to do 2 robots. I'll give it the leaf. 2 robots halfway to this space station, which I'm probably not going to fill anything in. 13 on the robot, which could be 15 on the astronaut or the planner. The planner would give me another X somewhere and a wild card. 8 could be another water. How many waters have I got? Not many, have I? I've only done 2. Oh, 3. So this could be my 4th water. What about... Yeah, calendar is only worth 4 to it, so I'll give that to the bot. And do 13 water. What about 13 water there? That's 7 points and my 4th water out of 6 for the mission. 3, 5, 11. You get some more power. And 3 slots in very nicely, doesn't it? Like there. I could change the action. What if I do? I'll give it a power. That is 4 points. But do 3, and I'll use my wild card to make it a water action. So there is 5 waters. Is it? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only need 1 more water for that goal. 15, 15, 5. So 5, 4, 5 points to the bot. Hi, James. It has not... I don't think it's reached US stores yet. It usually comes through another publisher to the US. So I feel like there might be some kind of delay unless you get one from some kind of European store. But Ping, Deepwater Games and Dude Game are a Canadian distributor of the game that are on the box. And Deepwater Games have published the previous Welcome Tos, so maybe they're doing the same thing. I've got no information on that, just based on what they've done in the past. Maybe they're doing this one, hopefully. So 15 I could put in quite nicely. And get another robot, and then that goal's done, isn't it? Yeah, reluctantly give it a robot. 15 robot over here. Put the robot there. That is 3 space stations connected by robot, and 9 points to me. 1, 2, 3. Objective C is sadly flipped. Needed 1 more water. Can still get 5 points for doing it, and I'm only 1 away from doing it, so it's probably going to happen. Can we get this before the B comes out? And I feel like there's not much of this deck left already. If I want to make the 6s to do this goal, I'm going to need some energy. And it doesn't mind being given leaves, does it? $12 power here. Oh, these should be crossed out because I had the line. 1 away from getting another line. 1, 2, 3. 8, 13, 7. I want water. Where would be a nice place for water? 13 water right there. And give it a plant. 13 water. There's another 6 points. And I have done 6 water spaces. That is another 5 points. Then, nearly there. Bees come... Oh, no. Hey, Legends DM, how's it going? I've been raided. Oh, thank you, Love Meeples. That is not in my periphery's vision. Oh, thank you for the raid. I really appreciate it. I am so close to getting the thing at the top of the screen that tells me when things have happened. But at the moment, I can't seem to stop it being the zombie. But it will sort that out at some point, and it will all come back. You should be seeing lovely Marty flash up, though, every time a chat comes up above my head. And unfortunately, Rach is downstairs sorting out the chicken dinner, which obviously means that Marty and his Marty cam nowhere in sight. He's followed the smell of the chicken, and who could blame him? As good as Welcome to the Moon is, can you compare it to a lovely dinner? Not if you're a cat. So we are in spoiler territory, kind of. Well, not at this point. I'm not reading you any campaign story out. We're trying to get to the moon. We're trying to fill in numbers. It's going a little bit pear-shaped. We are so close to things going very, very wrong. Kind of because of decisions that I've made. But hey, that is the game. So in the solo mode of this game, you might have seen like different versions or Welcome to New Las Vegas with the different stacks of cards, and you see the actions and the numbers. In the solo game, you draw 3 cards from a draw pile. You pick 1 for its number, 1 for its action, and fill in that number and take the action. And the solo bot that I'm playing against, has just kind of hoovered up all of the missions before I could get there. I did that one first. But yeah, so I can get some robots I feel like are completely useless. Water is still worth some points. Where would a 6 go? A 6 feels like it would... Oh. If I want water, though, it would have to be the 8, which means all of the... I have to give the other card that I don't take as well, has to go to the bot. And this is how many points each card is worth to the bot. So giving it a robot card gives it 5 points. But water is 6, so that's even worse. Oh, thanks, Polly people. I couldn't get the chat working for ages and ages and ages. And then I found a nice little thing somewhere on Google that seemed to fix it all for me and make it look really nice. I think by default, there's a nice pixel heart that comes up. But for now, at least, it is Space Marty hovering about. So what am I doing? 8 water. And I feel like that's going to go there. That's another 8 points. So at least I've made more points than the bot with that action. 6, 12, 4. So giving it an astronaut is worth 5 points. Giving it a power is worth 4 points. 12 would go really nicely there. What if we do 12 and power? And then I want zones of 6, don't I, for 6 extra points. This is a zone of 6 that I've done here. Oh, so why not? Instead of doing 12 and giving it that one that's worth more points, why not do 4 power, give it that that's worth fewer points? That is a zone of 6 that's finished. My power here gives me the ability to put a line in somewhere. I think rather than making this easier, because we're so close to the end, I'm going to regret saying that, aren't I? I'm just thinking I could just put a line somewhere in an already completed zone. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're both 9s. If I just put a line in, they become 6s and I've done the mission. But it might hurt me as the game goes on. But if I do that, I end the game. So do I want to do that? Do I think I've got enough points? Is it going to hurt me carrying on by giving the bot more and more points? But filling in leaves in this big section could be quite lucrative. 8 points for every leaf that I put in there. And I feel like I don't have a lot of zones for these 20 extra points. If I'd been first, maybe I would have gone for it. But now it's a little bit worrying. I've done that anyway, and I'm thinking about where to put the line, aren't I? So yeah, do it in an already existing thing, claim that, then I would have done all 3 missions and the game would end. Or I just carry on. Oh, welcome to Dino World. Oh yeah, I don't think I did the prototype of that, didn't I? It is behind me. Welcome to Dino World. It's on my roll and write zone, but I don't think I've gone back to it since the final version. And I don't think it had a bot at the time. That'd be a really cool one to do at some point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to divide it there and keep the game going. Not that there's many turns left anyway. There's hardly anything in this deck. 5, 9, 11. And I can only put leaves here now. What if I do 5 leaf? But then a robot is worth 5 points to it. I could do 11 leaf. Giving it power is less points. 11 leaf. That earns me 8 points over there. Then down here. Oh, you just played World of Warcraft Pandemic. I'm really looking forward to that. Has that come out already in America? So it can't be long for here. There's sometimes a little bit of a gap, but I don't think too much of one with Z-Man games. I'm really looking forward to that. I haven't been a WoW player for many, many years now. But Lich King expansion was the time I was... the brief period. I played it loads. And read that origin of the Lich King story. I can't remember what that was quite called. But yeah, and I love Pandemic as well. So looking forward to seeing how all of that goes. That will definitely be streaming at some point. Oh, the bot is very challenging in Welcome to Dino World. Yeah, I remember just the multiplayer game was really challenging. Remembering that I could only do like 1 dinosaur pen each round. For some reason, that rule kept tripping me up all the time. I feel like I've left gaps in the wrong sections. So I can... 8, 10, 9. I would rather have Astronaut and lower the number by 1. Give it an energy. Oh, yeah, lower this number by 2. So give it an energy. Astronaut's power, you can lower or raise the number by 1 or 2, or leave it as it is. Gets me an astronaut. Every 2 astronauts you get a wildcard ability. So I'll lower the 9 to a 7, just so it fits in. There we go. 1, 9, 12. 12 is nice. I don't want a robot. I don't particularly want an energy. I could have a robot. I want the 12 number. Putting the 12 number here would let me put an X over there. Oh no, I could take the 9, couldn't I? Because I want the ability rather than the action. Give it the energy, because that's less points. And then fill in a 9. I think a 9 about there. Just so I've got some options. And then the calendar X, it's more likely you'll get one between 3 and 6, isn't it? Than higher than 11, I think. So I'm going to put an X there. And then that's my second calendar, so I've got a wild card. So hopefully that will give me what I need. A 3 sounds good to me. And it's a leaf. 3 leaf. I'll give it the robot. Just because there is 3 leaf. So that's another 8 points for the leaf. But then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a complete zone of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a complete zone of 6. That does that mission. Second to do it, so I only get 6 points. I've done all 3 missions, so the game ends. We do not get any of these. WoW Pandemic's really good. I'm glad to hear that. Different quests can be played each game. Which are the diseases now? Yeah, it looks. I've only seen pictures. I haven't seen a video playing it or anything like that. But it looks lovely on the table. Right. So scoring. Should we do me first? Missions completed first, so that's 15, 20. Each of your space stations, I reached this one, but I didn't do any plants, so nothing. 2, I got the highest multiplier, 9 times 3 plants, so that is going to be 27. Here I got 2 plants for the highest multiplier of 8, which is 16 points. Didn't reach this, didn't get any plants on it, 0 points. So that is going to be 43. Water, I got a lot more than I usually do. I've written over the value there. So 4, 9, 15, 22, 30, 36, 40 on water. My biggest zone that's completed is 9. A point for everything in your biggest completed zone. Oh, I do need to count how many water cards did I give him. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 completed zones. Not very many. And towards the end, I was passing it loads of energy cards. I remember at the beginning of the game, I was like, oh, it's really easy to beat the bot at that. At this difficulty, energy is a kind of a decent amount of points to give it. I think I've done myself out of 10 points here. I gave him 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs, and I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 zones. Oh, equaling is okay, so I win that bonus. If I had passed him some more energy cards, he would have won that, or not completed one little area, left one little gap in one of those 4 areas. It would have been the other way around, and I would have just got 10 points. I lose 10 points here. So let's see. My total is 63, 103, 112, 132, 122. And then we're going to do... Oh, Thomas over there as well. I only just noticed that. So, first of all, let's divide these into their types. I gave him some robots. You're the draw pile. Robots, calendars, leaves, robots, loads of leaves. Some robots, leaves. Oh, I didn't give him any of some type. So, robots, first of all. I gave him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 robots for 5 points each. That's 35. Worrying. Then energy, I gave him 8, didn't I? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 energy, which is 32. Leaves are only worth 3, but I gave him loads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Times 3 is 24. I didn't give him any water, thankfully, so he gets no points for that. I didn't give him any astronauts, so he didn't get any points for that. And these are only worth 4 each. I might have done it. 8, 12, 16. 4 of those for 16 points. Then he gets 5 points just for scenario 2 built in. He is difficulty level 7. So what's he got? 35, 67, 87... why can't I work that out? 91. 107, 112, 119. Wow. Okay, that is a really good... that's a sweet spot for the difficulty, I feel, there. For it to be so close. Like, just a slightly different thing. Like, not having one of those solo abilities and giving him one of those cards instead of, like, a plant one or something could have swung it, or leaving the game going a couple more rounds. So I did manage to win again as the captain. But next time, for the next bit of the campaign, I am going to have to step up the bot's difficulty and be against the hardest of the bots, Peggy. She gets 6 points for nearly everything. But let's have a look. I don't think... No, there is not going to be time for a third one, sadly. But yeah, if you're into Welcome to the Moon, I would like to return with some more. Where was I? 133. I did win the game. We go to 134. Touchdown! Congratulations! We have landed on the moon with all necessary equipment. I knew that I could count on you. Captain, you have won the game. You earn a star as indicated on the adventure sheet. Save the game, record who is the captain, and your score. So I've got 2 stars now. You go back to the campaign, starting here, and then read the rules for Chapter 3, Adventure 3, and go to Chapter 36. So I will find the captain card in a minute. 134 is our chapter number. 2 stars. And yes, I will hopefully be back at some point soon with a bit more Welcome to. I don't want to spoil the entire thing for you. Because, yeah, I'm sure one way or another it's going to make its way over to you. If you're into your rolling and writing, and yeah, you want a bit of story with it, but especially if you're into your solo as well. I think this is by far the best that Welcome to has ever been in solo. And yeah, a really, really fantastic experience. That yeah, I'm biased towards it. I have been a fan of Welcome to ever since we demoed it at whichever Essen it was before it came out. Oh, it would have been Essen 2017 because it's the only one Rach was ever able to come to, and we demoed it together and absolutely loved it. And yeah, Ben Moore has been lovely since and sent this So thanks, Benoit, for sending it over because, yeah, I am going to be bereft of some Essen releases until copies manage to worm their way over to the UK. But hey, there's a lot of stuff about, isn't there? We played Witchstone earlier today, which I know, videos have gone up already for that weeks ago, I think. But the new game from Hooch, the publisher, and designer Rainer Knizia, and I forget the name of the co-designer, which I'm very sorry for. But I will know when I do a playthrough for it, which I'm very keen for because it was fantastic. It had a bit of a Feldy feel. And we played Star Clickers, which is a cool kind of memory knockabout co-op game from the designer of Colt Express. And then we had to cut it short because stream time happening. So yes, thank you very, very much for being here this week. It's been a bit weird doing the stream every single day. And yeah, we'll step it back a little bit to more normal levels. But yeah, I'd like to do something. Maybe we'll do something more around Christmas again. I remember I did all those streams last Christmas, way before I was even streaming board games. I was still just doing the recorded playthroughs, but I did those like choose your own adventure things around Christmas and New Year's. They were great fun, and I've been meaning. It's shocking how time passes, isn't it? But yeah, I've been meaning for like 10 months to do some more of those. Maybe we'll have some more streams and stuff around Christmas. But yeah, there's cool stuff coming up all the time. There's games arriving all the time. I think prototypes arriving permitting, there will be some kind of video for Visa Lacerda's Weather Machine at some point soon. There's all sorts of cool Essen goodies. Maybe there'll be more games on the way after publishers get back from Essen. There's a few that are hopefully on the horizon there, but yeah, they'll be all in the vote and stuff. You're going to help me be here to make more things. I'm just a part-time guy. But hey, maybe I can be full-time at some point with your support. Thank you, all the patrons. I know many are in the chat. So thanks for making all of this happen and having a lovely... Well, originally it was supposed to be Essen Week, but it kind of morphed into Roll and Write Week, didn't it? With a golden playthrough sandwiched in between. But I love Roll and Write, so that's no bad thing. Thanks, everyone, for being here and for helping me out through this week. I will be back at some point very, very soon. Check out all of my social medias and things for that I post. I do a post every Monday with what I'm going to be streaming, what playthrough is going to go up. I don't know if there will be a playthrough going up because I didn't film one this week because I was doing all of this. But yes, it will all unjumble itself and get back to normal next week. Thanks a lot, everyone, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.